Hey guys, Ryan here, and we should be live now over on YouTube. Going live here, going to be streaming the Misfitz Racing League race here, the Kentucky 250 from Kentucky Speedway, here in the Misfitz Racing League Truck Series. I believe they're just getting into order here as we're getting ready to start this one. A little bit later than our normal, basically had a few guys running late. So rather than qualifying, I believe they're inverting the points positioning of everybody, so in theory, this should be pretty much even, and we're just waiting for everybody to get in their spots. So, I don't really know how where everybody's supposed to start, because I don't exactly know how the invert is going to work. But I guess we'll see here. As Keystone's currently the car in front, but I believe he will be driving towards the back because he is one of the higher drivers in points. Parking. Not sure. I think they might be doing national anthem. Or Keystone just had to stop and explain something. Let me see.
Tank one.
Okay, sounds like they're just going through running order stuff. And didn't have it right the first time, so no worries, we're just kind of waiting it out. This will give some chance for some guys to get in here. And we can talk with some guys in chat, so. Here we go. Welcome everybody, let's kind of tuning on in here. We're just kind of waiting for the start here as they try and get everybody aware of where they're supposed to be starting. And as they figure it out, we'll start to see where everybody is. And we will be heading there. Why is this not appearing as a stream on my end? Right now we're just kind of waiting. Now, let me see. Got something going on. Oh, there. Now we're rolling. Okay. Looks like they were just getting into a formation and then going. Okay, so here we go. Ready to go here for the race. There we go. Everybody is still here. We're just taking some time, I guess, when we get everybody in the spots. Looks like we got Dowdy on the front row along with, I think that's Tyler? Is that Tyler? Yeah, that is Tyler. Okay, I couldn't remember who the 12 was. It's been a little bit since I've broadcasted when we had this many people here, but here we go. Tyler on the inside lane here as we get ready to go back to the group line for the first time tonight. It looks like a pretty calm start so far, but we haven't gotten to the turn yet. Which is definitely where the wheels can come off here. Which, unfortunately, is actually a lot more literal than it should be because of the wheel glitch going on. So hopefully we can not get distracted by that too much. I know it's been a major distraction recently, so here we go. Let's see. Looks like I believe that Rook's taking the lead early on, actually, leading this first lap in Green Flag Racing. Let's see. Yeah, that's Rook's out front leading here already, so started a little bit further back in the pack, but he's already up here and leading this field. Actually, he's got an okay sized lead here. Yeah, it looks like right to the right. But yeah, so right now they're definitely, everybody's kind of going for positions because you got a lot of the fast guys that are usually fast and collecting a lot of those points at the back and trying to rush their way through the field. And then you've got a lot of guys who, you know, who are showing up for the first time or the first time in a while, or who just have had unlucky starts to the season and, well, majority of the season at this point, who are up at the front and kind of holding everybody up. Like Tyler, I wouldn't necessarily say it's slow, but he certainly is usually a significant pace off some of these other guys at the front, at least early on in these runs. And he's kind of caught in front of them though right now. And you got Extreme in the number 51. Got the Madman up here driving the number, is that 35? That's the 35. Got Deep Reverend in the number 39. Got C-Man running his usual 56. Got the classic number 11 there of Tanklin. Got the 98 of Dowdy. But man, Rooks is just dominating this one so far. He's really starting to pull away from some of those guys. Really, that's all you can really ask for early on in a race is just some breathing room to try and work a strategy here. It's way easier to work a strategy from way in the back like that. It's a lot harder to work a strategy of any kind while you've got pressure right on behind you, because you can't really run any sort of slower pace and just kind of expect to pace your way through it. Yeah, here we go. Keystone guy kind of stuck behind some of this traffic. Actually, 3 wide in front of him. But if he can make it past them all, he'll be second place. Because he's already made it through most of this field after starting right at the back. Looks like he's going to try 3 wide to the inside. No, he's actually ends up behind Blitz there. I will not, unfortunately, be broadcasting the race next week as I won't be home. But no, every other week pretty much for these. For the truck series, and every Saturday night you guys can come to the channel and check out these awesome races from the Misfitz Racing League. They very rarely disappoint with a boring race. And to be honest, this is usually pretty competitive too. Keystone guy up from third to second now, and he's now clear out in front of the field here. Gonna try and see if he can manage to hold on to this position and maybe try and start running down that leader of Rooks, because that first stage is gonna start to come pretty quick. So he's gonna have to do something. He's got 24 laps to try and get to the end of that stage. So. Some shorter stages, some shorter races, but definitely not short on fun. Uh-oh, looks like the 98 got to his inside, might be able to actually start to battle and side draft him, which is exactly what the 69 wants to see. So that'll give him more room and more time to really work on perfecting a strategy here. got the, I'm gonna say you got, no, really a lot of guys now. You got 70 also trying to make that move to the inside on the 13. And to be honest, I don't know if the 13's super bothered by that right now, just to, because I think it's better to just get in line and let guys run down the leader rather than battling side by side for these spots at this point. At this point in the race, it probably isn't that worth it to be battling side by side with these guys. Rather than just kind of letting them and trying to help them run down the leader, because right now that leader of Rooks is just kind of getting out ahead of everybody, not really having any pressure to try and keep up with. So definitely be curious to see how all that goes as we get later and later into this run. If maybe Rook's car starts to come back to everybody, or if everybody, just starts to fall further and further behind. So that's another question we don't really know the answer to at the moment is, we don't really know whether Rooks just has a really good short run car, or if everybody else just managed to be that much better than him or that much worse than him on the short run. And he actually has a long run set up on that thing. Definitely it'll be something to watch as we get further and further into this run. Let me see what the okay, we got 20 laps to go on the stage. Just kind of waiting, seeing if we can get an idea of what the fuel numbers are like. That's gonna be another question to start asking is, at what point are they gonna start to think about maybe coming in for fuel and tires? Oh, they've already got a car that they're coming up to lap? Who are they lapping already? It's not him. Is it Extreme? Yeah, that's Extreme they're coming up to lap. And actually, the 89 or the 98 has actually caught Rooks. So after all this running, the 98 has actually managed to catch back up to Rooks. Impressive. Yeah, so it looks like they are going to need a pit stop here in this stage. And the Dowdy goes and actually takes the lead there. The Dowdy in the 98 now leads the field here. In that number 98. I'm going to say a lot of them, though. I'm just curious what the lap car is going to do at this point in the race, because staying on that lead lap in this first stage is going to be, or at the very least being the only car one lap down, is going to be imperative to having a shot at the end of this race. So really, if you don't get the free pass early on in this one, you could very easily end up finding yourself stuck a lap down for the entire event, which is never any fun. I should know the last few races I've been in where I've actually been racing, I've ended up a lap down just based on lack of yellow and just never got in a position to get the free pass back. But yeah, right now though, that lap car is, actually he did pretty good at getting out of the way. I was gonna say he's potentially gonna hold up those guys behind him, but he actually did a really good job of getting out the way in an efficient manner that wasn't necessarily just completely giving up to all the lead lap cars. Didn't necessarily give up, but he also didn't take it so hard on them that they eliminated them from the potential strategy here. And speaking of potential strategy, you've got the number 13 here entering pit road. So the number 13 enters pit road here. And man, is this going to be a strategy call? I would assume so. And say, I'd almost say maybe short fill that as well, just to try and save a little bit of time in the pits, but of course can never be too safe on that fuel number. Yeah, coming in with about 16 laps to go in the tank. And I say, I'm sure somebody is going to try and stretch it all the way to the end of this stage on fuel. So I think if you can stretch it to the end of this first stage on fuel, you can hit at the end of it. gonna say, because the only reason you'd be able to make it would be based upon those pace laps you ran at the beginning. If you were able to save a bunch of fuel during that, say maybe that was even a strategy, was to play around under the warm-up lap as we were trying to get that thing going, to try and see if you can manage to save yourself some extra fuel by running a few extra laps under that. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't condone doing anything like that, obviously, but it would definitely be a smart and clever way to try and gain yourself some fuel mileage that you otherwise wouldn't have had. Which definitely would be sneaky at the very least. But I wouldn't necessarily put it past some of these guys. And oh, 98's on pit road. So 98, and I believe that's the... Which red car is that, actually? One of the red trucks. That's the 35 of Madman there on pit road. And now you've got pretty much everybody else coming to pit road. Looks like everybody's coming to pit road. Question is, are they all taking 4? Or are some people going to try and take 2 and just to try and capitalize on those stage points? Let's say right now, I think we're about to see everything start to balance out here. I think this here is going to end up being a battle for the lead here between the 13 and the 98. 98 is going to be merging here on the back straightaway. 13 on the high side, 98 on the inside. Side by side, coming through 3 and 4. Looks like the 13 is going to lose a little bit of ground on that high lane just because it's a longer route around. But I believe this will end up being the battle for the lead when we cycle back around to it. Let's see. Of course, it will come down to also how fast they decided to try and get past these lap cars. Because I think some of these guys might have actually taken 2 tires to try and gamble on getting around guys with a 98 who have been very fast tonight. And let's see, did that hand off the lead? Yeah, that handed off the lead. So the 98 is the racer when that other car pulled off the pit road there in front. But right now, is that the 25 there? Yeah, the 25 is not cutting any slack to the, who is the 25? That's Fred Bob, okay. So yeah, the 25 Fred Bob not cutting any slack to the 13. You can say trying to race each other as hard as they can, but I think that just put this stage in the hand of that 98. The 98 would have to make a fairly major mistake, I think, for this 13 to catch him. Unless this 13 just is sitting on a massive bank of speed he has yet to show in this race. But I'm not entirely sure he has a major bank of speed just waiting to be unleashed, because I'm pretty sure he ran his fastest lap ever during this race, so I think he's been running pretty much as hard as he can. I think second in the stage will probably be about where he ends up, because you pull in nearly 2 seconds on this guy in only 8 laps remaining to the end of the stage. I don't know, it just seems like an impossible task. Say that mission, should he choose to accept it, might just be impossible. Just make the joke there on Mission Impossible. Here we go, Madman, the number 35, gonna try and slide up in front of Keystone. Tries to pull the slider off, but Keystone pulls off the crossover, goes down the bottom, and he will get back clear. So this battle for second is actually pretty good. Let's see, you're gonna have to see the 13 go to the bottom. You got the 35 going to the top, though. We're gonna try and roll that top. You're gonna actually try and cross over. Doesn't really get a good run there. So you might be able to get side by side entering the corner. The side by side on the outside, as we saw earlier, doesn't necessarily work at this track at this point. That might work. He's way up the track. He certainly is staying anywhere near there. And actually, I think Tanklin just in the middle of all that went down to the bottom and actually got by Keystone there, and that little bit of side draft actually got the 35 by as well, so that will put Keystone back to 4th. Now you got the 35 and the 11 potentially going to battle it out for the 2nd spot. Might give Keystone a chance to try and double overtake them both as well. Man, this is a great race so far. I'm loving this first stage. Got some really good racing going on. Oh, uh-oh. The Madman through the grass. That's going to give up any shot he has of getting that 2nd place. He's going to drop back to, I believe, 5th. 6th, 7th. Okay, so yeah, he dropped back quite a significant margin there. Also, NASCAR Heat, 2 things. First off, if we aren't going to get our whatchamacallit, leaderboard, can we just have an option to just take like the race logos off the screen, take the key inputs off the screen, like have a button where we can toggle it on and off. Also, maybe get the wheels back in the wheel wells, please. Just 2 things. So let's see. It looks like Keystone to run down that 11 is going to have a hard time as well, and it looks like he might just be better off, settling with 3rd place that he has now. So, since he's only got 3 laps left now, I don't know if he'll be able to run them down in only 3 laps. This has been a pretty good race so far, though. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this one. It looks like the leader's actually about to get in some lap traffic. Question is, with only 2 laps to go, does he go and try and overtake them? And oh, another car wrecked. That might bring out the... there's only 1 car, though, so I don't think that'll bring out the yellow at the end of the stage. But now the question is, can the 98 overtake some of these guys to try and put an extra car to a lap down? To try and maybe get some of these guys towards the back of the field starting to panic. Because, to be honest, once you're a lap down, it's pretty much time to start worrying. So, here we go. Looks like the 98's trying. He just hasn't really had any luck of trying to get to the inside of that 24 car. Let me see, who is the 24 anyway? I think that's Beats. Yeah, Beats is the 24, and it looks like, yeah, no challenge there to try and get the lap them as they come around to finish the stage. And the 98 will win stage 1 from Tanklin, Seaman, Keystone guy. Hey, I didn't even realize Seaman got up there in the top 3. Good job, Seaman. Rooks coming in 5th. 6th was Fred Bob. Let's see, do we have 7th yet? Not sure who 7th on back is, but I will get that to you guys as soon as I can. Just kind of waiting to see the graphic. Okay, so the Madman got held on for 7th. Deep Rev was 8th. 9th was Tyler, and 10th was Beats by Dad. So here we go. So now we're just kind of waiting for everybody to get their pit stops in, decide what they're gonna do, and let's hope we can figure this one out. This is going to be a interesting stage because I believe everybody will be even closer to being able to make it on a fuel run here. 1 pit stop for everybody, so. Yeah, right now though, that 98 going to try and hold 13 there, who's been going after this 98 ever since the into that pit cycle in the last stage. Let's see, how long is this stage gonna end up running for? I think it'll end up being longer than the fuel window, but let's see. 31. Yeah, saving 6 laps is gonna be tough for a lot of this field because the estimations say about 25 laps. And to save that much is just fairly improbable. So hopefully we will get to see a pit stop for most of the field. Looks like I think that who is that? What should be? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so let me try and get this a little better in frame for you guys. I say it's not a great camera angle, but hopefully I can get back in there sooner rather than later. Yeah, so right now we can see from Keystone's on board here that they've got so doing live editing here is definitely not helping. Hopefully you guys aren't experiencing too much lag as I'm trying to do this. There we go. That. Uh-oh. What happened? There we go. That's about as good as I'm going to get for a camera angle here. Hopefully it's not a long-term camera angle I have to go with here. Because, yeah, we got all the driver audio. I don't know if you guys can hear any of this that's going on, but it is crazy going on. Hey, when you guys get a chance, can someone just get me an invite? Because I lagged out of the game. Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah, so we're just gonna be waiting for them to get back around to pit road and we'll get this thing back up. It's actually a pretty decent camera angle for what I had to do to get it. I mean, it's a little on the fly, but I kind of had to do what I had to do there. Hopefully you guys are all still enjoying this. So pit road will be open, then we'll see them get me the invite, and then I should be good to go. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this race. I know I certainly am. So yeah, so quick leaderboard breakdown. We got Keystone Guy up in first, second Tanklin, third Rooks, fourth Dowdy, and fifth is Seaman at the caution. Let's see. There we go. There's our invite. Thanks, Keystone. So we are 1/3 of the way into this race. So major thanks, Keystone, and we're switching back over to regular cam, which this is not sponsored by Fantech in the least. So, well, don't necessarily have anything bad to say about them. Just this stream isn't sponsored by them. They just sponsor the game, and they get ads all over this game. Which, I kind of miss the Meet the Driver thing that they used to do. Like, they used to do, like, a Toyota Meet the Driver back on, like, Heat 2. While you were loading in. And, well, sure, for me, I know all the Toyota drivers. But, for people who didn't already know their Toyota drivers that well, it was a good chance for guys to know, get to meet some of the new guys. Especially when they had rookies like Jones and Jones, Suarez, LaJoy was over at Toyota at that point. As one of the ones I specifically remember. So here we go. Should be back and going green here. Not sure why my thing shows us so far behind on the... Oh, that's fine. I'm trying to get a little bit more up to date on what I'm actually seeing. And they're racing back here one more time here at Kentucky Speedway. So let's see, how many laps we got left to go here? It's gonna be 19 laps to go, it's gonna be 18 this time by. So 18 more times around for the stage. And that in theory should eliminate all fuel concerns. So, in theory, this stage will be run out to the end of the stage without needing another pit stop. That should be their one stop for the stage. But, as is kind of always, we aren't entirely sure. And wow, 4 people watching. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see all these people here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this race as much as I have been. Definitely been enjoying it. If you guys are enjoying it, remember to tune in tomorrow night around about the same time, somewhere around 8 o'clock, 8:30-ish for the Misfitz Racing League Xfinity Series. And which I'll also be broadcasting. I broadcast that series every week, and then I broadcast this series most every week. For the most part when I'm actually around. But right now, Keystone Guy out front. We got a mix of new drivers and veteran drivers in the playoffs, all trying to on their way around here. 3 wide for second here. Going through 1 and 2. Looks like Deep Rev Dowdy actually on the bottom of the track kind of slowed way down. I don't know if that was just to avoid spinning out or if that was intentional to just not be a part of a 3-wide battle for second at this point in the race. I mean, we're a third of the way into the race. You'd expect the aggression to kind of gradually be picking up by now. But yeah, so here we go. Tanklin looking to the inside. He's going to get there. He's going to start the side draft. And that's going to put him alongside with that 39 car of Deprev. And actually, Deprev's going to do a pretty good job of fighting back on the outside. So the question is the outside going to be good enough? He's going to stick with him, though. And that's one of the first guys I've seen actually hang with Tanklin through a set of corners for more than about 5 or 6 seconds, but it looks like Tanklin has now gotten that lead and will be trying to hold on to it from here on, if at all possible. Say it isn't always necessarily possible, but when it is, it certainly is. A lot of guys here tonight. I think we got 12 guys running in this race. Here we go. 70 of IRL Blitz going to be trying to run down and pass Tanklin here to try and get that second place, as they are all losing a ton of ground here to the leader. I mean, the leader just clean air plus not having to deal with battling anyone else. 12 laps remaining in the stage, going to be 11 this time. I mean, they are just sailing away for now, and definitely one of the better races I've seen though in this league. They are usually pretty good at putting on some great racing. Yeah, right now though, Blitz versus Tanklin for that spot. Looks like the 98, and actually everybody down on the apron there. Looks like, we have an issue between Fred Bob and the 98. 98 goes down the inside. Is he going to be able to clear him? Yes, he will. Okay, it looked like a little bit of contact down there. Yeah, definitely looks like Keystone's the one driver that everybody just kind of not been able to hang with, at least on this run. And say earlier in the race, it was Rooks that no one could really keep pace with. Then it was the 98 once the 98 got out front. Now it's just a matter of having the clean air, but also the fact that the side draft is really, I think, the big key to why the 13 has been so, or why the leader in general has been so successful, is that the leader's been able to get away from this. Meanwhile, as you watch going into this corner, and so you're going to see the 11 try and get to that inside corner and try and see if he can dump the air on the spoiler. He doesn't really manage to do it get to him on the 70 there. But you'll see he's going to try and dump the air on the spoiler of the number 70 car. I wish I had a wind tunnel mock-up to show, but I don't have that kind of funding. Yeah, right now though we got so it's just kind of been a factor of that. Plus, I think the guys that have been up front have been some of the faster cars. So when you put a fast car plus not having to really race anybody, it definitely factors in. But right now, actually, because they haven't been side drafting as much, they've actually run them down by about half a second. So I wouldn't say Keystone's untouchable yet, but He's only got to hold on for 6 more laps here to make it to the end. And, ooh, that was a big lag spike for me. Hopefully I don't lag out again. But yeah, with a lot of these guys, though, they've actually run him down by now 1.5 seconds. Again, big question though is, will they catch him in time? Because it's just a factor of running out of time here to try and catch him before it's too late. If you can catch him, but you run out of laps to pass him, can be a big issue. But here we go. There goes 70. 70 is going. Looks like actually the 13 had some kind of issue there, because the 11 and the 70 both got by him in one fluid move there. Try and see if I can help with the frame droppage, because I'm dropping major frames right now. Yeah, right now though, it looks like 70 is going to be leading them across the line. I don't know if that's the end of the stage yet or not, but definitely 70 is out front, but he's got the 11 right there, which is really something we haven't seen a whole lot of, is the leader having direct pressure on them from behind. Hopefully I didn't hurt it, the viewership too much. There we go. That should have cleared up the issue.